Trinity.
Yeah, Trinity held it down.
You're winning, girl. How are we spending the money? How are you spending the money? Because you got it.
Give her crown, give her baddie's chain, kiss her feet, and put down the red carpet. Give it all to my girl, okay? She held that shit down 10 toes and didn't lift not a one. Welcome back in, everyone. This is Black Girls Talking TV, where we bring the group chat to life and discuss all your favorite TV shows. Today is all about Love Island USA Season 8, Episode 21. Baby, it was a motherfucking showdown, okay? Like, this shit was absolutely crazy, and I can't wait to get into it. If you have not already, make sure you hit the description so that you can get your t-shirt. We have shirts that say watching Love Island like it's my full-time job. I am Victoria. I am one of your hosts, and I'm a psychologist.
I'm Kamaria. I'm an attorney and a pop culture writer. And before we get into this episode, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, make sure you hit that hype button, put us on layaway if you run out, and be in the comments. Some of y'all are actually comedians, so like it's funny. This week's sponsor is From Scratch and Soul Bakery. It's a Miami-based bakery specializing in cookies, cakes, brownies, breads, and other sweet treats made completely from scratch. Whether you're celebrating a special occasion or simply satisfying a sweet craving, From Scratch and Soul Bakery has something for everyone. And the best part, they ship their baked goods nationwide, bringing homemade goodness right to your doorstep. Follow From Scratch and Soul Bakery on Instagram and check the show notes to order something sweet to snack on while you are watching Love Island. Yeah, so I'm a teensy bit more rested than yesterday, but really still tired. Somebody was in the comments like, "You okay? We all tired. We want to hear Black girls talking TV." I was like, okay. But
yes, and apologies for the late upload, y'all. It's been a while. We traveling. You heard it's a both psychologist and a lawyer. We both traveling. It is. Yes. It's a lot, but we're trying to be here for the folks. And this is a really good discussion I think we're gonna have today, just because it was a lot of things going on. I think the headliner, of course, I don't know, should we start with Annayia and KC or should we start with Melanie and Sincere?
Girl, Annayia and KC.
Okay, this
Melanie and Sincere can be like, they gonna be crazy together forever. Okay, it's just it is what it is.
Man, I felt in my soul. I was like, Annayia, Ariana, the way she's saying she damn near said, "Don't pick KC. He coming back with another girl." She was like, and you had a good connection with Carl, right? Carl. And she got there and said Carl was perfect. But I'm going to stay loyal to KC.
Yeah, the saxophones was playing. I said, first of all, they saved you to the end, girl. They saved you to the end. That's when you should know that your man, at a minimum, is doing the most, it's going to make the most TV. Maybe they have to stick to their decisions or something, like tell the producers who they're doing beforehand, because there ain't no way I could be standing there. Now, first, actually, let me scoot. Let me take it back. Let me take a look back. I'm not about to ride on Annayia first, okay? Because there's some Annayia shit. But let's talk about KC first. I'm sorry. I can't go in on Annayia first. Because there's some stuff for her to unpack. Yeah. But KC is giving me Taylor and Alandria. Like, it's giving me that. Like, my...
Times 10.
Yeah. My biggest thing right now is like all of your behaviors and the way you're acting. It makes me revisit everything you have done, to be honest. Like even the pulling Melanie, it's like, was that for Melanie or was that for Sincere? To not, were you running interference or were you actually trying to help this girl not make a fool of herself on national television? You know what I mean? It's like, it makes me rethink everything. And so it's like, was Annayia actually picking up that you were playing in her face? You know what I'm saying? And so all of her hyper whatever, it doesn't make it like better, but it helps us understand her behavior more. You know what I'm saying? Right. Because it's like, was she really picking up on the fact that you were just playing in her face? Because I think you was. And the issue for me is that like when you try to play and pretend just so you can keep your options open so that you can have a chance to see an actual bombshell that you're interested in walk in, it's like you're using her. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're using her.
Because there's been plenty of friendship couples in Love Island, and it's just kind of like a, we cool, we friends, and we're both waiting for something to come in here that we like a little bit more, and until then we're gonna stay loyal to each other, and that's all they had to say to one another. And I think they both were thinking this, and neither one of them said it. And I think where it started to get confusing for Annayia and like a little bit in that gaslighting tank is KC is saying all of these things to her to reassure her, even though probably deep down she's kind of like, I don't know, something feels a little off, because again, she was not giving him that like my man energy, and there probably was a block because she could not receive what Casey was giving in a genuine space. And that's probably where all of the anxiety and the, quote unquote overthinking that she was, and really it ain't even overthinking, it's just probably her intuition was tapping in, and she couldn't make sense of it for real, because again, KC is saying one thing, she's also having all of these things come up through challenges and whatnot. Sincere is telling you, oh, Casey said he looks like her ex and he want to explore her X, Y, and Z. So it's like she getting all this outside messaging, but here to here, toe to toe, it's like, no, I'm all about you. You the blueprint. You so beautiful. I'm uplifting you. I'm pouring into you. Blase, blase, blah. It's me, So yeah, Casey. Unfortunately he's off my client list for real, like for sure now, because this was too much. This was way too much. And I also did not like the fact that he did not pipe Titi down and say, yo, like this is for me. It got nothing to do with you. Like, chill out. They coming at me because of how they feel about the situation. You don't need to step in. But just letting it was just so much. I don't even know if I was disappointed or just like a little disgusted.
Yeah.
I think I was a little bit like, ew. Yeah. Casey, ill. Like, and yes, there is grace for being young, but just like the conversation we had the other day, like there's a thin line between grace because you're young and you have to learn, and then also having good character. And this right here wasn't a good character move. And I had to go back. I was playing clips. I was on TikTok looking for the clips of the conversation when he was in there with the guys talking about Annayia, saying they have nothing in common. In 3 days, what he gained with Titi, he hasn't still had with Annayia, X, Y, and Z. And it's like none of even the guys are like questioning, well, like, you don't think like you leading Annayia on? Like everybody is just letting, there's no accountability from the guys or nothing. Like Sincere, he kinda, I guess, when he said, you don't think you're on a thin line, but still, it's just all of them are ridiculous, quite honestly. I'm over it. I'm over it.
Yeah, I mean, for me with Casey, I mean, it was so many big things. So many things. But it's like all that selfish talk. I'm trying to be selfish. I'm trying to do this for me. I made this decision for me. And it's like, you've been selfish this whole time. That's one. Because leading her on or saying whatever you're saying to her, that's a selfish act. That's, I want to be here. I'm not really feeling this, but I know that I'm, like we said before, that he was pandering. That he was pandering about like that "you are the blueprint" speech. Like, I mean, at first it was kind of like, we didn't think he was pandering. Then the next episode I was like, okay, I found a little bit more information about who he typically dates, and I'm not sure I believe it. Like, I need to see evidence. I need to see chocolate, or, it's just don't. That's a very strong statement to say, you know what I'm saying? And you didn't have to say it. It costs nothing to just go in there with your regular preferences and just be yourself. It costs nothing. And so he didn't have to say it. And so when you're going to set somebody up like that and you're going to do all of that, it's like, don't flip the second you get. And I think I actually do. It's very interesting. I actually do think that there is like baby red pill here. Like, I didn't see it in the beginning, but I think it's baby red pills, toddler red pill. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no, he might be a little bit. He might be adolescent red pill, to be quite honest, because when he said you feel me, I was like, okay, brother.
Now you feel me. But I think it's the it's a lot of stuff. But on the selfishness piece, like, you have been selfish this whole time. You have been saying nice things. He's like, I'm pouring into Annayia. I've been doing. No, you're lying. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, you're doing what you feel like is best for your situation, and you're keeping her at bay. So that's what you're doing. It's not a good act, so to speak, right? But then secondly, men are by nature, my opinion, you can come for me if you want to, I think they are selfish by nature. Like, I think that I said this last episode, women have certain issues that we have to deal with. It's that I think we're nurturers, givers by nature, or socialized, whatever. And they have a sense of selfishness, and I'm not trying to demonize it. I think it's just a part of their makeup. They focus on big picture. They focus on making sure that they're straight, and it's not until their self-definition starts to incorporate the women in their lives, the children, the family, that they start bringing that selfishness to protect them. You know what I'm saying? Like, they are about theirs, and they're very that's where territorialness comes from. Anyway, and so I'm like, when men talk about like that they're making a decision for me, I'm making a decision for stuff. It's like, this is, you always do that. You know what I'm saying? This is not anything groundbreaking. This is your challenge to grow, is to start making selfless decisions. Start doing things that actually have that support the community, support, you know, the people who are around you. Because a selfless decision would have been in the beginning when you met Annayia, not leading her on, not gassing her up. You know what I'm saying? That would have been a selfless act, and you could have moved forward and then found Titi if y'all stayed together. But sometimes they don't want to risk that. So it felt like Taylor all over again. And for the same reasons that I disliked his choice to bring Clark back and operate the way he did, dislike KC's choice, you know?
Yeah, and at the end of the day, there's nothing wrong with exploring. That's what you're here for. But it's the way you went about it. It's the way you went about it. At the end of the day, if he would have left, I think, the villa with both of them under the understanding that, like, okay, we're not necessarily each other's pick in here. Like, we should probably find something that's a little better, then okay. But that didn't happen. And like I said, there's been plenty of friendship couples on Love Island, and they just, you know, stuck together and waited for something else to come in. And at that point, it's like, you got to be okay with just leaving, because you didn't find somebody in here if that were to be the case, and that's what happens. But yeah, no, Casey, I don't know, man. Like, it's so annoying and frustrating, because I really hate, like, Black women on reality TV get embarrassed so much. At this point, it's an embarrassment ritual, a humiliation ritual. But when Black men do it, it just really it get deep down in my heart, because it's like, you know what you're doing. And for KC, because he brought out that whole, like, you the blueprint bullshit, I know he's well aware of what he's doing. I also think he did not explore soul, because Sincere was exploring soul, and exploring soul heavy. And so I don't know if it was a matter of he didn't want to get in the way of that, or if part of that was also, well, the first night, possibly the women that I wanted were behind Sincere's door, and so maybe Soul is not going to like me if she also likes Sincere. I don't know. That's just an assumption. But because he's operating so much in his ego, I would not be surprised if for him, he was like, I can't full on explore Soul, because if she up Sincere ass, what's my chances when I already wasn't getting picked? Especially for him to come back into this motherfucking island and use that door situation as the reason for him, for being why it's okay for him to do what the fuck that he did. You know what I'm saying? As if, like, and I love that Annayia was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like,
I love that all the ladies
many times. Trinity was like, bitch, we didn't know you. And that's facts. We did not know you. What the hell are you tripping about? It would have been better if he said, nobody ended up exploring me or wanting to talk to me, and so me and Annayia were chosen by default or whatever, and kept it pushing. Like, and at that point, at least then you would have been being honest, but you didn't even want to do that. You know what I'm saying? You was being honest with the boys when you said me and Annayia have nothing in common, that you didn't like her for real. She always want to start arguments, all the little things that he's been like, you know, dripping about Annayia. He never said to Annayia's face, and Yeah, I'm so sick of black men being the reason why black women get humiliated in these situations, because it don't have to be all of that. It really don't.
Yeah. No, I agree. And I also think that it's a very interesting, like when I saw everything unfold, like over the past, I would say week or so, like I feel like the tide of public opinion for Casey has been shifting. It's interesting. I thought about the fact that like, I think you and we have we both have really great fathers. And I think in the black community, for black women especially, there sometimes the touch points with good black men are few and far between, right? And so I think that's where that trigger comes from. I'm not trying to say that black men are trash or anything like that. I think there's a whole history of like why there are few black men. There's a lot of incarcerated black men. There's just a lot going on with our community as a whole. But I mentioned the piece about like having good fathers is that I think sometimes you're willing to, because you've seen goodness, you can be like my brothers, they're good men. You know what I'm saying? Like you've seen that it's possible. And so sometimes you're willing to you have the space, you give them the space to show them who you are, because it's like, are you this kind of black man? Are you this kind of black man? Or man, period. You know what I mean? It's not specific to black men, but I think in our context as black women. And so I think that for KC, this is so interesting. Like I think sometimes that having good black men in your life can be a double-edged sword, because it's like it makes you sometimes, and sometimes it makes you a little bit more naive to the ones who come in with not necessarily like that wolf energy or like that undercover wolf energy, because it's there, like it's undercover, something's going on. But I do still think that he's like maybe an inch from Corbin. Like he's not quite Corbin. Like
he's not quite Corbin. Yeah, but he
getting close to there. You know what I'm saying?
Close. Somebody need to come and pull him back, and hopefully this experience will give him that. I do think when he gets out and he sees like no, and that moment, the moment that the public gets to vote on an actual couple.
Because I thought that was gonna happen tonight, girl. Like
for real. The moment we get to choose an actual couple, baby, KC, you were gonna be on the bottom. Like you had so much confidence in that last one, baby. That shit finna flip so fast, and because he is so driven by ego, so much to say that he just knew he was gonna be on the top. He knew he was safe. That ego gonna be crushed once again. I was like, in this moment, Casey, I hope you know there is no chance for you to make it very far
at all.
And you might not make it farther than Corbin, because you really done pissed people off with this one. You really pissed people off with this one.
And it's so interesting, like not to take it there. I know we did an extended Casey discussion last time, but I was out with my girlfriends last night and we were talking about the fact that like sometimes like what's missing for some of these black men who are just out here doing wilding, it's like community. Like motherfuckers ain't checking them. They're not holding them to standards and being like, no, you out of line. You know what I'm saying? We do it with love. We ain't gonna excommunicate you as long as there's signs of life. That's what I separate Corbin in the Redeemables. It's like, are there signs of life? Because I don't see signs of life in Corbin. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, as long as there's signs of life, like, and with Casey, the fact that you in the beginning know how to operate, you know what I'm saying? You know what to do. So you know there's like a little signs of life, but it's just like, bruh. Anyway, but there's a lack of community. There is a lack of like fatherhood, a continuous line of fathers passing on and raising sons. You know what I'm saying? There's breaks in that shit in our community too much, you know? And of course, like some of it's beyond our control. It's happened in slavery times, happened in the crack era. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of things that separated. But for black women, we always have community. You hard pressed to find black women who ain't been raised by black women and their mothers at that. You get what I'm saying? And so it's like there's like a breakdown in the intergenerational transmission. I said that last time. And so there's just a lack of, I feel like, community of like men who are like good solid dudes transferring and checking these motherfuckers, you know, checking the YNs. Okay. They run around in the streets and it's just like, come on. Look, I mean,
and Too, that's what makes him susceptible to this whole like red pill
Red pill,
thing and the Kevin Samuels
yes.
of the world, because
Yes.
they don't have that, right? But then when they see these men who seem like they are so dominant and have all of this power and prowess over women, and they have the money, now it's like, oh, okay, this is something I can look up to, because they didn't have any figures in their life to do that, and to show them that like your character is what you fall on at the end of the day, not your access to these things. And I think the saddest part about this, especially this Casey Corbin thing, is I think because Corbin is so deep in it, right? I think even that gives Casey not only some, I feel
Like
like it
proof
gives him some
social.
motivation
Oh
for it.
yeah.
Even though like Corbin is younger, I think
Mm-hmm.
because all of the women wanted Corbin when he first came in, Corbin was able to, you know, kiss all the women. He got the cheeks in bed, all the things, right? All these things that Casey seemingly wasn't experiencing in Love Island. I think it kind of like emboldened KC a little bit to be like, nah, I need to stand on my selfish shit. I need to be here just for me. Cause Corbin kept saying, I'm here for me. I'm fuck Kenzie. I'm doing me. And I think that was like the battery that KC needed in his back to really let this side of him out, because it was very much so hidden, very tucked away.
I'm not sure if I do blame Corbin for this. I really, truly, actually think that that Casey came in with this. Like somebody even did a video about how they allegedly saw him like in Kevin Samuels video. And so I do think that he came into this situation already like, you know, a time bomb waiting to explode. He came in with this energy, and I think Corbin doesn't help. You know what I'm saying? It's another outlet to express the energy that was already in him. But I do think this is Casey, and I think that the elements that we saw in the beginning was him knowing how to act. Like that's the signs of life I'm talking about. Like you know how to motherfucking act, bitch. You know what I'm saying? But you are, it's like the underlying philosophy through which you decide to exercise those good acts or whatever is almost like the token chips you talked about before. It's like, I'm doing this. And so look at me, I'm a good guy. But it's like your intentions this whole time have not been to support Annayia. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. I think his intentions this whole time have been to be in a secure couple, just like I felt like with Taylor and Alandria, to be in a secure couple. And also, it's like, you don't get a prize for like deciding to, I'm gonna not share with you how I actually feel. So the one thing, and when I was going back to what I said about Community, that I will say that I loved about this episode was the Trinity, Kata, everybody ass laying into him. Okay. That shit was, I love me a woman. Yes, I love me a woman who can fucking speak truth to power, whatever. Like say your speech, your piece, because you have to do that with men. You have to be able to speak what it is and check people, because that's like, they will walk all over you. And I'm not trying to say that they're bad guys. I don't demonize that. I think that they are self-interested, and that serves our community in a certain way. You know what I'm saying? It does. But at the end of the day,
you need it.
But yeah, love the ladies for that. Trinity.
Yeah. Trinity held it down.
You're winning, girl. How are we spending the money? How are we spending the money? Because you
give her crown, give her baddie's chain, kiss her feet, and put down the red carpet. Give it all to my girl, okay? She held that shit down 10 toes and didn't lift not a one. I said, I'm not love Trinity for that. I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking. And Katie said, wrong way to come in the villa, bitch. Wrong way to come in. I said, I know that's right.
Because she's not here for homegirls. She's here for a man. And she's giving male-centered. She definitely is giving male-centered. So
Titi, I don't know who it was. It might have been Annayia that said, girl, you think this is baddies? Like, please stop.
Yeah, I think it was Annayia.
Please stop, girl. Like, this is not that. She was auditioning. That's what that was given. I'm TT. I'm sitting here like, and?
I know, right?
What that's supposed to mean?
Like,
Sweet tea from Inglewood up to no good. I don't care, girl. Like, miss me.
I know. I was like, you picked the wrong one because Trinity, she gives me young Whitney energy. Whitney Houston. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like she gonna talk. She's gonna do the right level of like, fuck you, bitch, and keep it moving. Like she is like authentic to her toenails. You know what I'm saying? And so I was just like, girl, she had grace on you. That I'm not even. Let this girl talk to her. So I'm not even. That was grace. Yes, that was grace on your ass. Yeah. Because she's like, I'm Titi, like, and like,
yeah. Like Kata too. Kata was ready to fight too. Yes. Kata would have most definitely put her hands up. I know she would have. Kata was ready.
Wondering what's happening in the villa right now. I'm like, bruh, because it's giving tense. I know. Let's do that. Let's actually do it again because we are talking over each other. Let's do it again. Because all I'm gonna say is it's giving tense. Like, yeah, because it's giving tense. Like,
hell yeah. I know Corbin and Parmita and Casey and TT in one corner, and it's everybody else because X'd out, baby, X'd out. Like Ariana was like, we don't do this on Love Island.
Yeah, I know.
Baby. Pipe down, ladies. Pipe down. Keep it classy. And I'm sure they got a rule if you fight, you out. So.
Oh, really? Yeah, no.
I don't think the fact gotten there, but
yeah,
TT.
But
I'm like, TT, you came in here thinking you was gonna get any opportunities. It's over with. Casey too.
I don't put anything past anyone. The political climate, the way that, things moved last year, I don't put anything beyond anyone. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you're right, because there are brands out there that support bullshit. Yeah. So
yeah, I mean, even what Taylor had, like him had the Arby's commercial. They had something else. I can't remember. I mean, it didn't seem like they were drowning in brand deals, but they won Beyond the Villa after that. It's like, I don't put it past people. People do crazy things and it still move forward, and people act like them crazy things didn't even happen. So we'll see. But one thing I do know, I'm a believer in like karma, good, energy. Like you said it one time before, you like, even if such and such win the money, it's like it ain't gonna feel right. It ain't gonna sit right in their spirit. It ain't gonna be blessed. Yeah. So I'm a believer in all of that energy. And so I just chalk it up to that. Whatever happens, he may have brand deals, he may whatever, but it ain't gonna sit right in the spirit. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be forever searching for that woman you could put down, and maybe TT serves that role, or maybe somebody in the comments, I don't know if this is true or not, was saying something about restraining orders that she had. Because maybe she pull out that crazy on your ass. You know what I'm saying? And maybe that's your karma. I don't know. I don't know if it's true or not.
Yeah, and that will be his karma, because the red flags for that were already there, baby. The way she came in saying she wants you, she wants you, that would have just been fishy as hell to me, because you don't know me. You don't know me. Yeah. I'm irritated. Yeah. I'm a little scared. You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you mean you want me? You don't know me. You don't know me. Even if whatever you saw, whatever, like, you don't know me. Or at the very least, KC, let's think about, okay, she has an upper hand low key because she has seen what is going on, so she can play me just as much as I could play the situation. Like, she could also be coming in for a game, but you just oh my God, my dick is wet, so I'm happy. So that's the energy you about to get served up. But I can't wait. I'm waiting for the PR run around when all this is over to see where he stands. If he takes any accountability, or if he's just going to be like, I have to do it for me. It is what it is.
Yeah. I mean, unfortunately, I think that a lot of times when men are like that, like very defensive, unable to hear, because that's what he came in there like, no, let me speak.
Yeah.
When you're defensive, you're not going to hear nobody. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to hear nobody. And that's part of some of that gaslighter, red pill, whatever. It's like they got like a program that's in there, and it's like, boom, boom, they batting away everything that ain't the program. Defensiveness is part of it, I feel like an inability to hear, because and you have to be able to hear. You have to be able to hear criticism and feedback in order to course correct. If you can't,
absolutely,
it's gonna be Teflon, and everything is just gonna bounce off of you.
Which was very clear in that I don't know if anyone has seen it, the Manosphere documentary. Definitely check it out if you haven't. But it goes into red pill content and some of like the major leaders of the movement, and is very disturbing. But anywho, should we move into the Annayia of it all and then into everybody else? Like I said, Annayia was giving her all the clues. Like, you had a great, and I almost thought she was gonna pick Carl when she said he's perfect. Yes. And then she said, I'm sticking with KC. Yeah. And I was just like, and I felt like that was a scheme set up by Todd, because y'all made that girl go last and she got to see everybody else. They man come back in. And so I think maybe that gave her a little bit of confidence, like, oh, maybe KC is going to do the same thing. So,
and then you saw the guys' faces, like, I know Zach's first. They was like, they knew what was up. Sincere, they knew what was up.
Bryce, everybody had a straight face.
Yes, they was like, or like some of their eyes was like, they were trying to make, you could tell they were trying to make their faces not show. Yeah. But it's like, because we knew already that Casey was bringing that girl back. Right. Like, you know, and I watched it after everybody. It was late when I watched it, and all y'all were texting me like, girl, did you watch? And I'm like, as I got further and further, and I saw like, oh, it's not Melanie that did you watch texts and stuff were about, I knew it was her. Like, when everything went in a smooth way, I was like, damn, homegirl about to get embarrassed. Or not embarrassed, but because it's not on her. You know what I'm saying? Everybody pay the fool sometimes. You know what I'm saying? As a song.
We've all been there.
Everybody.
We've all been there.
Yeah.
I was recently a fool. You know what I'm saying? So
I ain't got time. But it's like you just
like that.
Yeah, you just live, you learn, and you move forward, you know? And I remember my dad said, he's like, nah. He's like, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I said one time, I was like, oh, Dad, I feel stupid. He's like, no, it is what it is. You know what I mean? And my mother, she's always have been like, that's that man's character. You did the best you could with the information you had, and you now know better. And that's it. You know better now. You know what I'm saying? Because you may have, going back to the beginning of the episode where Trinity was like, he was like, I want some fine shit. And I want some fine shit. Trinity's like, well, let fine shit keep dogging your ass. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you may know something, you may know the path, but you in your body don't know how to do it. You know what I'm saying? You don't know how to walk away from that shit. And it's like, so it's like, people always like, they know. It's like, they intellectually know, but they literally don't like know how to stop doing it. It's just like all of us when we eat cookies, candies, cake pie. We know what the hell. We got to go to the gym. We know we got to need to drink water. We need to have our vegetables. We know, but there's something about the way the comfort of food or whatever. It's like we don't know how to actually do that diet and do that, you know, eat healthy, all this good stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like that emotional hold that the sugar and the sugar rush got over us. You know what I'm saying? We don't know how to operate in that way. And so it's the same thing. It's like she don't know how. She knows logically what she's supposed to be doing, but she don't know how to do it and like how to do the steps of walking away from the fine shit even when you want it, you know, because it's not going to serve you.
Yeah, the journey to the head to the heart is the longest journey. And a lot of times in here, everybody kept saying when it was time to give advice, follow your heart. At least the guys kept saying that. Follow your heart, follow your heart, follow your heart. And sometimes you can't follow your heart. You can't do that. You can't. Because that heart get to talking, get to purring, get to doing all the things, get to lusting, get to fantasizing, get to all the potential, all of this, all of that. And you can't do it. You got to listen to that head sometimes. And a lot of times, quite literally, like you do, especially when something is not feeling off. And I'm always stand 10 toes in. If it makes you feel anxious in any way, it's just not for you. It's just not for you. And I'm not saying that anxiety can't exist at all in relationships, but when you keep having this back and forth where you are feeling confused and there is a lack of clarity, there's a lack of transparency that you're picking up on, that type of anxiety, you got to let go. One, because it's hard to reconcile. A lot of times once we get in our head something and we believe that, it's hard to reconcile, even sometimes when maybe something else in reality is happening, because it's just not a good fit. How they reconcile your anxiety is not how your anxiety needs to be reconciled. So there's not enough chemistry in order to reconcile what it is that you need from your partner. And so sometimes that alone, we need to look at like, okay, this person isn't for me because they cannot soothe me in the way that I need. There is something that's happening in my experience over here that no matter what this person is doing, it's just not tapping through. And so it's not a safe relationship and you got to bow out. And her and Melanie, y'all kept
Yeah,
saying it. So it's like,
yeah,
peace.
I remember my dad told me like years ago, he was like, your head, your heart, and your gut needs to be in alignment. Because sometimes like your head will be like, oh, he's such a nice guy, and I don't feel it, but I'm gonna just force myself, and it's like that ain't right for you probably either. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes your heart is like, I love him, but he's dogging you. That ain't the right fit. But it's like when it's all in alignment, you know what I'm saying? And your gut is like, yeah, no, this, you know how they say, what would the audience be rooting for if you was the main character? Sometimes I feel like that's like a little, like your gut a little bit. But when it's all in alignment, it's like, yeah, that's the go ahead, you know? But yeah, let's talk about Melanie and Sincere because
Girl, she could have saved that speech. She could have saved that speech. That speech would have been real saucy with Corey next to her. I mean, she would have ate down. I would have stood up and applauded her. I would have stood up and applauded her if she said it next to Corey. But it was like, as soon as Ariana said, "Do you know him?" The switch came on. The switch that should have been there when she was making the decision, that light came on a little too late. And she dug in on his ass. Very well deserved, but it don't land right. Sincere in the back of his head probably smiling. Like he said, one thing about it, and you had said the other day that there was some type of meme or something that said you didn't want to put it on her, but Melanie gives like, you know where home is.
Mm-hmm.
One thing about it that I wholeheartedly believe is that when a man does something that he knows he should not have done, and then you give him grace, you say, I'm gonna forgive you this time, but then when you show that there's enough room for continued forgiveness, let's see if it works out, it's over with. He is going to dog you out because the bar is now in hell. The bar is now in hell. And I think there's a little bit of, and the men who are listening, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think there is a little bit of disappointment that happens for a man to see that a woman is willing to deal with it. And also a little bit of like, yeah, I can keep this one around because I can have my cake and eat it too. So I'm going to just keep doing it. But like the room for, really loving that woman, really caring for that woman, really cherishing that woman, it goes away when she shows that she is willing to just deal with anything. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but I really feel
girl, I think you're right. I think you're right because it's about self-love. Like everybody loves somebody who feels who has confidence, energy, and is just like, yeah, no, yeah, we all love it. You know what I'm saying? When that's why we love Beyonce. She get on stage, she do her thing. You know what I'm saying? If she got on stage all timid and was like, oh, like I don't know, like everybody loves someone who has a strong belief about themselves and knows what they're gonna do and what they're not gonna do. And for men, I feel like people say like the meaner you treat them, but there's something to that shit. And I'm not trying to say mean. I'm not trying to say be mean to men or whatever. It's more, you can't just be out here trying to spoil them and let them have their way. They need motherfucking boundaries because you are a soft place to land. But that soft place the land has standards. You know what I'm saying? And you just can't lay up in my soft space and not be bringing and doing the things right. So I feel like when it's very attractive when someone loves themselves, period. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, yeah, that's godlike. You know what I'm saying? I want to be in the energy of someone who is respecting God enough to respect themselves and respect that like who you are was poured into you by a higher power. And it wasn't poured into you for you to just give it out to anybody, anyway, anyhow. It was poured into you so that you could protect it and so you can guard it and honor it, you know? And so everybody like it. We like it. Sometimes like with confident men, it's almost like feigned feigned self-love, but really what it is just, it's like selfishness, whatever. But yeah, I agree with you on that speech. That girl, I was like, what, you took him back just for this? It's already immediately sour taste in your mouth,
Yes.
It's
Especially
just,
after you talking about Corey gave me the best day in the villa, the most, blase blah. Everybody's telling me that he ain't shit. He's saying the same things to me that he's saying to another girl. At this point, give me movie night. I need movie night ASAP. And I need them to pick the right shit. Pick the right shit, producers, please. Pick the right shit. At this point, let the season burn up because it's already a mess. It's a mess, and we already know Bryce and Trinity are winning. So everybody else, let's just burn the villa down. Let's go ahead and burn it down.
I think them ladies gonna do it with, like, I'm like, give me a seat in right now because I want to see what's happening. I know shit is going on, and then we got this vote coming up. Do we want to talk about the vote, or do we have anything else on Melanie and Sincere?
No, that's it. On Melanie and Sincere. Let's talk about the vote.
But I really did want him to come back with a more. I really did, actually. I wanted that to happen. Not.
I voted for Amor to come back. So Amor is coming back.
Oh yeah, she's coming back. She's coming back.
Everybody voted for Amor to come back. I know they voted for Amor to come back.
Now, and I think Carl is coming back too. I don't think Corey's coming back. What you think?
Yeah. No, I think it's gonna be Carl because everybody, why would you not feel for Annayia in that moment? It would have been. I mean, I did like Corey for Melanie, but I feel like that was Melanie's decision right there.
Yeah,
like, I don't know.
She gonna keep.
I don't put Melanie
Sincere.
and Annayia. Yeah, I don't put Melanie and Annayia in the same boat because Melanie, you have seen already what Sincere would do. Annayia left with the impression that man. Okay, he might explore, but he was going to come back because of the things that he said. And he had the quote-unquote opportunity to explore soul and didn't. So she had a little bit more evidence to lean on. Maybe he's going to come back. But Melanie? No, girl. Yeah. I was like, I would love Corey to come back in for you, but I can't even do it. I can't reward you, sis, because your reward was going to stand there and pick that man and then tell Sincere off. That would have been your greatest gift and reward.
Yeah, because in season 6, Cordell and Serena, he brought someone back, and yet they're still moving forward. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
In real life. So it's not an end all be all to have brought someone back. So I definitely think her ass should have brought Corey back and gave her speech and just like, and then said, she could have left the door open. If you want to explore me, you gotta act motherfucking right, because he acting right. And I'm not about to turn his ass away if you ain't showing up. But then also that would have been a slap in the face to Corey. I'm like, not you over here giving him a last plea while I'm sitting here. But either way, it's like you could have done it. I would have supported it. I would have been like, sorry, Corey, but you should have known already from the signs. Also, let's talk about your perception and your discernment, because you should have known this girl.
What was going on.
So...
Yeah, but definitely Carl coming back. Carl was hurting up there for Annayia too. Yeah. I saw on his face like.
Yeah. Hopefully he treats. Hopefully he's not.
It's okay.
Yeah. Hopefully he treats her like. Well, I don't feel like he'll give her like, you didn't choose me, so I'm done sort of thing. But I also think that could be something that somebody operated under, but he seems mature, because I feel like at the end of the day, sometimes people be so much in their feelings. It's like you said, like KC not being chose and stuff like that. It's like, bruh, get over it. Taking the least little nugget of sadness or whatever and blowing it up into like the biggest victimhood thing. And that's one of the things I feel like this in alignment with like the red pill content is like, it's positioning yourself as a victim at the expense of women, to be honest. But that's neither here nor there. Let's talk about Corbin and Kenzie and them, I guess. And really everybody can be lumped in together, but I liked his reception. Yes.
Boo. But that shit had me giggling. I was kicking my feet at that.
I know. I was like, the girls came. Corbin. They're here tonight. Yes. They're here tonight. The girls are ready. I was like, ooh, I love the energy for all of them. For Parmeet. The girls are here tonight. They're ready.
Yes.
And I was like, this is how I know that they asses was about to give me a good show, because they started off the gate. You know what I'm saying? And I don't even like Kenzie, but I was supporting it. I was like, yes. Yes. Check them all.
No,
And
literally,
check
literally.
Permita
And
too.
Parmita. Yes, Parmita,
Check them
another one
all.
sticking up for a man you just met,
Yes.
which is
Yes.
insane. And then she said he never disrespected you in front of me. He did when he said he got the ick. And then gonna say, the boys talk, they have their talk, and that's why I said she a wolf too. She's a wolf too. They are two wolves wolfing it out
Gives me bird a
together.
little bit right now. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm not well versed in this type of woman. So I
Yeah.
can say that, like, look, I'm very cookie cutter with some shit, sometimes I'm like a little,
Yeah, no,
you
it's
know.
definitely still male centered for sure. She definitely giving
Mhm,
bird
mhm.
energy, but she's a wolf in terms of not giving a fuck. She don't care. She has no.
We'll see.
She
We'll
don't care.
see.
Yeah, her and Corbin. I mean, God, we're just so perfect. We could be perfect together when we have our cars and we're gonna look hot and our accents and our so mature conversations about our looks and how good we are and we're the same person because we both hate Kinsey and oh my goodness, like
Ah,
it's
yeah,
ridiculous.
nah.
But yeah, he deserved everything he got. He took absolutely no
Hmm.
accountability. Absolutely hated when he was like, yeah, they got a lot of emotions. Huh?
Yeah. I mean, he knows how to, like, compose himself, and that's just that. But yeah, all of them need their ass laid into. And when it was like, we saw it, you weren't even there. But she was like, I was there, and it's like, not when all the other women were going. You weren't
Yeah.
there. You were out for your part. So, like, let's pause, because actually, a lot of the commentary, I think, came after Amora, because Permita was the
Yeah.
second one. But I think there
Mm-hmm.
was just like the ladies were jaw dropped, their jaws were on the floor for how the men responded to Amora. So
Right.
yeah, no, it's interesting.
Yeah. Another thing that I want them to show on movie night is when the girls did come out, how like Trinity was saying, "Oh, she's T, she's T, she's T," or when they were walking
Mm,
back, like Parmita walked back in with Caleb, Jaden walked back in, and they were complimenting the girls and said like, "It's not her, it's them,"
mm,
because it's like y'all came in with so much energy up against the Villa girls. It's like they wasn't even talking shit about y'all. They were not even talking shit about y'all. They did not
mm,
care about y'all in that way, and it seemed like they were actually willing to welcome y'all in with open arms. But y'all got to
yeah,
bird chirping up in this hole, and now it's finna be y'all not finna get along. It's finna be real tense because of that
yeah,
energy they brought in.
facts,
So, yeah,
facts.
Parmita TT,
Yeah,
count your days. But I do
yeah,
hope they show that at movie night.
yeah. I will say, I wonder how Jalen seems. I don't know. It's interesting. I want to see how she gonna move. She probably gonna get in with the white girl crew. She gonna be Jen and and Kenzie's bestie. Maybe, I don't know. But I also don't think she's here for Caleb. She might take one of they men. She might take Dylan or Gal from one of these
She
ladies. I
might.
don't know,
She
because
might. She might.
I'm not convinced that her and Caleb have anything. They both just trying to stay in the house.
And then Kinsey asked, talking about she really likes what she has with Dylan. She really likes Dylan. Dylan does all these sweet things, but I'm so attracted to Cal. I'm so attracted to Gal. And if we cuddle Gal, if we coupled up Gal, are you gonna cuddle me? And I'm like, girl, here you go again with the lustful shit, with the attraction shit. You out here, you can't even see clear, girl. It don't make no sense. And I don't know why. I almost wanted Jen to pick Ronnie just so Kenzie
Oh,
didn't
fucking
have options.
yeah.
Cause I'm like, Jen, you over here asking Gal, if I pick you, are you going to still explore? Yes, he's going to still explore with his legs crossed, back propped up, tooted and booted. And he's gonna have a good time
Hilarious.
doing it. So I don't know why you picked him,
Yeah,
because you're just gonna get irritated and pissed
absolutely.
off. I would have picked Ronnie. At least then I knew I would have got my pancakes. I would have still been getting touched in the bed, and it would have been all good and dandy. I'm like, y'all doing too much in here. Sometimes you got to be okay with just having a good time, because that's where I would be at this point.
Yeah, no, facts. Facts. I would not have wanted, I didn't want her to pick him for herself. Like, not even just about not giving Kenzie options. That's too, but also I'm like, he's not giving you enough energy and enough focus. And I hated the fact that Kenzie was, it's like, what do you want actually? Because you don't want you just want options, and that's a never ending cycle. Actually, like, you just want perpetual options, and perpetual options is just literally a never ending cycle. And the fact I would be questioning my friendship if I was Jen, because the fact that these women took the fact that Kenzie didn't have somebody checking for her in the beginning, and they were like, we're going to preserve Corbin for her. They did orchestrate it as a girls group to try to give her some options. And the fact that she understands that Jen's journey has had none. She's basically been her, but she had Gabe or whatever, but they took that away. You know what I'm saying? Like, the fact that she's not a girl's girl. She's just not. Yeah. She's very selfish. She's in herself. Very. And so I'm like, girl, this is why you're not.
And I can't wait for her to come out and see that she, even though she almost didn't pass the 5th grade, she almost don't look like she didn't pass nursing school, because you didn't know about that vision, girl. Like, and she was so loud and wrong with that. So Kenzie, she's not a girl's girl. But if I was Jen, I would have been like, no, I'm not even doing this. I'm not going down that road again.
No facts.
Yeah.
Who else we ain't talk about? We talk about Bryce and Trinity.
They both had their yellow. You think they orchestrated that? They said, when we come back in, both wear yellow.
I was like, why y'all matching if y'all not a scheme set up by production? But again,
I'm rooting for them. I don't even care. I'm rooting for them. I
don't care either. But I think Trinity's side is real. I don't think Bryce's side is real. I don't. Like, even when they sat down there and he was like, he and kiss, touch, do all this other stuff, she was all like touching his hand. It's like, I don't think Bryce is I don't personally, but I'm voting for him. He's about to spend his money too, okay? And I ain't mad at it, because he ain't embarrassed her, you know what I'm saying? Except for all his shit with Zach. That's a little.
Which Trinity said she loved.
I don't think she know it all. I don't think she's seen all of it, okay? But I don't think it's an embarrassment like the way these other ladies are, being played a little bit. Like, hers is just like, if you like it, I love it, type of thing. You know what I'm saying?
I have one more thing on this episode. When Ian came back in and was like, Melanie has decided to stay single. Let's see if Sincere will return with another girl and break her heart, or if he's going to stay single and break her heart later. Because it's like, come on now. I don't know if you caught that. Even Ian knew. Even Ian out here talking about this. Like, come on. Child. When they get out this villa, it's gonna be so many learning lessons. It's gonna be this is the season of learning lessons. This is gonna be a lot of lessons learned. But I don't have anything else. Do you?
Nothing major. I hope the ladies keep up with they shit, like vocalizing exactly what the issues are. Love them for that. And I'm praying for the ladies, all of them. Like Titi, I don't think I spoke about it enough, but I do think that it's unfortunate. Like, I do think that all this defending of this man, a little disappointed by her. But again, I think sometimes, like I said, everybody young, you give them grace, but it was kind of disappointing to see. So,
it was too much.
Yeah, it's like, girl, but it's giving. I don't want to say too much on her, but it's giving that this is real unfortunate, So
to be honest, it seemed like she kind of give me somebody who's stuck in their ways a little bit, because like, she might have a hard time taking constructive criticism, because she was doing way too much.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Okie dokes. Well, all right.
That's it, y'all. As always, make sure you hit that subscribe button, that notification bell. Make sure you drop your comments. Follow us on Spotify and Apple. Give us a 5-star rating. And make sure you hit up from Scratch and Soul Bakery for all of your sweet treats. Bye.